So in this lesson, we want to look at the cosine rule. So cosine rule is another rule that is very, very important in mathematics, okay, in further mathematics and even in mathematics because of their application. So for cosine rule, we have the same triangle we have before, okay. We have a triangle this way. The angles are labeled capital letter, and the side facing the angles are small letters, okay. And then the cosine rule, you can state the cosine rule, this cosine rule states that a square equals to b square plus c square minus 2bc, okay, cos a. And we have b square equals to a square plus c square minus 2ac cos b, okay. And then c square equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cos c. So these are this cosine rule. So this is use this one when you are uh, calculating what calculating sides. Okay. So when you are calculating angles, you should use the other one in terms of angles. So if we make the angles the subject of the formula, for example, from this one, from a square equals to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos a. If we make if we add 2bc to both sides and subtract a square from both sides, we have 2bc cos a equal to b square plus c square minus a square, and then dividing both sides by 2bc, so that is going to be cos a equals to b square plus a square minus c square all over 2bc. Okay, and this is how you can. So if we mimic this formula, we can find the same thing for cos b. Cos b will be equal to a square plus c square minus b square all over 2ac. And then cos c will be equal to a square plus b square minus c square all over 2ab. So this is used this when we are calculating angle. So, so this is used when you are calculating angles, okay? Angles. Alright, so this is cosine rule. And then one important thing again is when to use cosine rule. When do you use cosine rule? So it is also very important. So rules for using cosine rule. Rule number one: use cosine rule when you have two sides and the included angle. So two sides and the included angle. Included angle means angle between the two sides, okay. So basically if we have something like this, and we have this triangle, so if we have this place to be 8, 4, and then we have this angle to be 40, you can use sine rule here, okay. You can use cosine rule, okay. You can use cosine rule to find let's say if this is a, you can use a square equals to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos a. And of course we have that a is 40, okay. A is 40, b is 4, and c is 8, so you can always use that. So number two, you should use cosine rule when you have all sides, when you have the length of the three sides, okay. The length of three sides, length of all three sides, okay. And how does that imply? So that means that we have the triangle this way, and then you have your, let's say you have 2, 3, 4. This is A, B, C. So you can use cosine rule here, or you can find any of the angle. Let's say you want to find cos A, for instance. You can find cos A equals to B squared plus C squared, okay, minus A squared all over 2BC. Okay, and then you can find any of the angle. So, and then it is always advisable that you use cosine rule 1, because cosine rule is complex, and you can also easily make calculation mistake. So it is advisable that you use cosine rule once. If you use cosine rule and then you cannot use sum of angle in a triangle to find the other one, when you use cosine rule, you can use sine rule to find other problems, and then you use sum of angle in a triangle to solve the other ones. So it is always advisable that you use cosine rule once. Okay, so let's see examples in the following questions. So in triangle ABC, we have AB, AC, and BC. Calculate okay. So example 1. So in triangle ABC, comma, we have AC equals to 5, length of AC is 5, and the length of AB is equals to 3, comma, length of BC is equals to 7. Okay, calculate A, the measure of the greatest angle of the triangle. The greatest angle of the triangle. And B, the area of triangle ABC. Area of triangle ABC. Okay, giving your answer in the form. So giving your answer in the form A root B all over C. Okay, where B is a prime number, where B is prime. So let's try to solve this problem solution. So the first thing we do is to make a sketch of the diagram. So sketching the diagram, we have this. Sketch the diagram anyhow, you don't need to draw to scale. So we have our parameters 7, 5, 3. Okay, so this is, remember the places we have A, B to be 3. So this is AB, and then we have AC to be 5, this is C, and then we have BC to be 7. Okay, so we are looking for the biggest angle, so that will be angle A, which the longest side, the angle facing the longest side will definitely be the biggest angle. So that's the conversion for that. Okay, so we now apply our cosine rule. So by cosine rule, we have cos A equal to B squared plus C squared minus A squared all over 2BC. So substituting values, B squared that will be 5 squared plus 3 squared minus 7 squared all over 2 multiplied by 5 times 3. Okay, we have 25 plus 9 minus 49 all over 2 times 5, that is 10 all over 30. So for 9 minus 49, that's 40, 25 minus that will be 15, 25 minus 14. So that will be 15, and then we have minus 15 over 30, which is minus 1 over 2. Alright, so that means that Therefore, cos A equals to minus 1 over 2. So A equals to cos inverse of minus 1 over 2. So if you know this is a special angle, and that is of course what? You can quickly use your calculator, shift cos inverse of 0.5. So that's 60 degree. So, and this is minus 60 degree. Okay. So but this is negative angle, so we can take the answer in the second quadrant. So second quadrant, we have A equals to 180 minus 60 degree. So A equals to 120 degree. And that solves our first problem. Find the measure of angle A. Okay, so that's A. So let's see question B. Area of the triangle, giving your answer in the form A with B over C, where B is prime. So let's see what we have. Now we have angle A. So solving for question B, we have the parameter that we needed. So this angle now is 120 degree. So this is 5, and this is 3, this is 7. So we can use what we have. So remember, this was A, right? This was B, and this was C. So we can use area equals to half AB multiplied by AC, okay, or sine 120. Sine 120. Okay, that's what we can use. So that will be half multiplied by 5 multiplied by 3 multiplied by sine 120. Sine 120, of course, is equals to sine 60. Hope you remember. We have to find our answer in short form. Sine 60 is with 3 over 2. So that would be 5 times 3. 15 over 2 multiplied by root 3 all over 2. Okay, so that would be 15 root 3 all over 4. Okay, so and then we get our answer. So therefore, the area of the triangle is equals to 15 root 3 over 4 or units squared. So that's what we have. So this is how you solve that kind of problem. So we're going to take one more example as usual, one more example, okay? So